Get over here!
All right, so yeah, we're here a little bit early. It's currently 12:48 p.m. We are currently waiting for the death battle between Jon Talbain and Saberwulf, two characters that are very near and dear to my heart. So this is gonna be fun. Yeah, as of who I think is going to win or who I want to win, honestly, personally, on a very, very personal standpoint, I really, really want Saberwulf to win. And I do think he has a good shot because, again, like, the thing that Saberwulf has is, like, he has this raw anger, raw power, raw rage. He's basically the berserker of Killer Instinct, in a sense. Like, I know there's other characters that, like, embody rage, but not quite as visceral and as vicious as Saberwulf, you know what I mean? That being said, I can't really go into this battle without thinking that Jon Talbain is actually going to win. The main reason for this is because Jon Talbain actually has control of his lycanthropy for the most part. Saberwulf doesn't. Like, Jon Talbain at least has martial arts training, he has discipline, he can control his fury, whereas Saberwulf kind of just lets loose. So, it's a matter of what's going to win here. The will to be able to control your power, or just letting your power manifest and just, like, letting it go nuts so it can be at its fullest. That's what I'm wondering how it's going to play out here. I honestly don't know who's going to win, but I think Jon Talbain is going to win. I want Saberwulf to win.
Sir Thomas Browne once said, "Every man is his own greatest enemy, and as it were, his own executioner." For many, every day is a struggle to restrain the beast within.
Or else you might turn into a big ol' honkin' werewolf.
Such as Saberwulf, the savage wolfman of Killer Instinct.
And Jon Talbain, the kung fu canine darkstalker. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win.
Pingamori, good to see you. Heartless Doom, yeah, you're just in time, man.
Deep in the heart of Germany's Black Forest lies the ruins of Saberwulf Castle, home to a monster of unspeakable ferocity.
I mean, duh, it's called Saberwulf Castle. What else do you expect?
But that monster used to be a man, Baron Conrad von Saberwulf. Once an aristocrat of wealth and status, his life would drastically change the day he discovered a secret laboratory deep within the castle's bowels.
He stumbled onto a treasure trove of monster-hunting weapons and relics straight out of his family's secret history,
including a mysterious large claw, which he accidentally cut himself on.
I remember covering this in my countdown, actually.
The Baron transformed into
a vampire!
No, a werewolf. This is the werewolf episode.
Come on, Wiz. Spooky castle in the middle of nowhere. A weird curse.
Get over here!
Yumi!
This is totally a vampire backstory.
Thank you.
That's for next year.
Thank you for subscribing for
On
4
that
months.
night, Baron Saberwulf became a bloodthirsty beast.
You know, the name really screwed him from the start there. Almost like it was destiny.
Well, originating as early as classical antiquity, the fable of men turning into wolves under a full moon is a staple of European folklore. Real-life victims of so-called lycanthropy most likely suffered from porphyria, hypertrichosis, or rabies.
Sabi rampaged all over the country, killing everyone he found. Because as a big hairy demon dog, being a werewolf means your strength, speed, and tough hide are off the charts. Oh, and it makes you great at basketball.
With his razor-sharp
I remember
claws,
that movie.
Saberwulf can easily tear through solid steel. Also, any one of his cuts can potentially pass his curse to new victims.
But he's pretty happy using those claws to brutally rush down any foe.
With a howl to the sky, Saberwulf can amp himself up, or tap into his killer instinct to enter a feral rage. In this state, any sense of shame or repression is eliminated as he truly becomes a mindless monster. It also increases his chip damage and allows him to cancel auto doubles into other auto-
Yeah, it makes him even more stronger and faster. We get it.
And to top it off, he can summon bats.
Yeah, I never
On
understood
fire.
this one.
Gotta be honest, not sure where this one comes from.
Yeah, me
He's
neither.
a vampire in a fursuit. Called it.
After a night of painting the town red with blood, Saberwulf awoke to the nightmare that would be the rest of his life.
Yeah, he wasn't exactly a fan of the whole werewolf thing, so he did anything he could to stop being a full moon furry. But science and magic couldn't cut it.
He descended into madness, but eventually found a possible savior. Your friendly neighborhood soul-crushing megacorporation, Ultratech.
AKA Evil Walmart. or just Walmart?
Ultratech promised Saberwulf a cure for his lycanthropy. But in reality, their experiments only gave him cybernetic implants in his arms.
Cool!
And extended his werewolf form to last indefinitely.
Yeah.
Also cool?
But Saberwulf was none the wiser. In return for a cure that would never come, he agreed to fight on Ultratech's behalf in their Killer Instinct tournament.
What a goober! This moron ran around a creepy castle, bumped into something sharp like a dumbass, and now he might not even be potty trained? Then he got duped by the most obviously evil company ever to ruin his life even more. This guy's either the unluckiest schmuck on the planet, or just high off his ass on opium.
Actually, he was dangerously addicted to opiates for a time,
Yep.
which only drove him further into madness.
Wow, this guy's life sucks.
Regardless, Saberwulf was a fierce competitor. Within the Killer Instinct tournament, he battled and defeated a Nez Perce warrior Thunder, the metallic super soldier Fulgor, and an actual dinosaur. He's certainly among a high tier of the competition.
Like Tusk, who can summon friggin' meteors out of the sky.
Based on how large this projectile is, its impact should be equivalent to over a kiloton of TNT.
Jesus.
Sabi can't magically call down space rocks, but he can survive a hit like that and dish it back. In the tournament, he won 17 fights in a row.
Until he met the warrior monk Jacob.
Jago.
Protagonists, right? And he got his hairy cheeks clapped by an alien McFlurry named Glacius.
But even after the tournament, Saberwulf proved strong enough to tear out his own cybernetic implants. While conducting experiments on him, Ultratech's android CEO Arya had noted that the older a werewolf gets, the more vicious and skilled it becomes, while the loss in strength and agility is negligible.
And he proved it in his rematch with Glacius. Who's the clapper of cheeks now, you projectile spamming snow cone?
Most impressive, considering Glacius once got the drop on Arya, whom, according to an official novella, can react within a nanosecond.
Holy crap! He's not just your average werewolf, he's a super werewolf! A fighting tournament ass kicker!
Though he will sadly always be on the hunt for a cure that doesn't exist, Saberwulf is one of the most dangerous monsters and men to ever live.
Love that howl. All right, Jon
Welcome to
Talbain.
the demon realm of Makai, a dimension inhabited by powerful beings known as Darkstalkers.
Basically, your classic Hollywood movie monsters mixed with anime powers.
Makai is ruled by several noble clans, including the Kroots, a family of beasts,
Like werewolves?
including one prominent member, Baraba the Wolf Lord, who had a son named Galen.
Which means hungry wolf. Really thinking outside the box with that one, huh?
Perhaps he'd prefer his English name.
Jon
Talbain.
Talbain.
Yeah, but his dad is named a freaking Wolf Lord. That's so awesome it almost makes me forget he's a total deadbeat, just like my dad. Did I say that out loud?
Things got worse. One of the Wolf Lord's enemies, the Demon Jeddah, sent an assassin to kill Jon's mother.
Dick move. Moms are off limits. Now a werewolf and an orphan, Jon grew up pretty pissed off at just about everything, especially the humans that hunted him when he transformed.
In the light of a full moon, Jon can't help but embrace his Kroot's heritage. And under a red blood moon, he risks losing all sense of self and becoming a ravenous beast. Jon's story was about the same as any werewolves until he happened upon a man who was also half monster and who defeated Jon in combat.
With martial arts! Hell yeah! I keep telling people, the only way to solve violence is with a good pair of nunchucks.
Jon's new friend did not offer violence, but control. Seeing little other option, Jon accepted a life with his new sensei.
While we don't know for sure what fighting style he was trained in, based on the time period, location, and his stance, we can guess that he was learning Shotokan karate.
Inspired by Bushido and Zen Buddhism, Shotokan Karate's focus is on controlled calm, a strong defense, and a rejection of unnecessary violence.
Fun fact,
Basically
it's the
the
same
exact opposite of being a werewolf.
Fun fact, it's the same fighting style that
that
Sub-Zero uses in Mortal Kombat. Shotokan Karate.
Like his climb chaser and wild circular. Rejection of unnecessary violence, my ass. This dude's just showing off.
By embracing his werewolf speed, Jon can bash foes with his nunchaku and move so fast he appears to be in two places at once.
And by tapping into his inner energy, you know, Key, Jon can perform the Beast Cannon and rocket around the room like a doggy meteor of pain. But that's nothing compared to the almighty Dragon Cannon. Oh yeah! So much for being Zen, right? That dragon can incinerate a whole wall.
Jon's training seemed to do the trick, until his master was killed by a group of bandits.
Where was your flaming dragon there, man?
Enraged yet again by the cruelty of mankind, but tempered by his master's compassion, Jon became conflicted over his role in a morally gray world, unwilling to fight, but always ready.
And by combining his martial arts skills with his natural werewolf powers, he became a wolf man to be reckoned with.
His razor-sharp claws can slice through steel, and even punch holes in powerful darkstalkers like Lilith.
He's also got those great doggo senses, like super hearing and smell.
Oh
To
god, the anime
demonstrate,
was so
I've modulated
bad.
dummy senses up to the same degree as those of a wolf.
I see you find my frequent humiliation amusing.
Oh, I do. Oop.
In open climates, wolf ears can hear sounds up to 10
Hey,
miles
Samurai
away.
Jack.
Boomstick, somebody's outside stealing your dune buggy.
No, there. Wait, really?
And their sense of smell is over 100 times greater than that of a human's.
Oh good, the thief got away.
What did you smell that told you that?
Salt, lots and lots of salt.
With nothing but grit and a thick layer of what I'm sure is unreasonably soft fur that you just want to scritch behind the ears, Jon has survived an onslaught of missiles from the monster hunter BB Hood. Wait. Who gave Little Red Riding Hood military-grade ordnance? I want to shake their hand.
We've seen Jon dodge bullets up close, but he's bragged about being as fast as light speed.
Sure, Jon.
And he can take down these 5,500-pound alien robots called Heat Souls, which can fly through outer space. Also, it's worth mentioning that Darkstalker society is broken up into different classes based on the strength and power of the individual.
Jon is a B-plus class Darkstalker, which is way above average, so it makes sense to compare him to other B-plus classers to gauge his limits.
Like Anakaris, who sank all of ancient Egypt underground.
Or QB, who could lift a massive beehive high above this castle.
Based on its size relative to the castle, this hive would have to weigh over 30 million tons.
That's like lifting over 300 aircraft carriers.
Oh, that's strong.
And Jon's way more jacked than she is. And imagine getting stung by one of those bees.
No, thank
Even
you.
with his amazing power, after decades of torment, Jon had resigned himself to a life of misery and solitude.
Until he met the cutest cat girl around.
Hey, how's it going,
We
Z?
all know cats are usually super evil and Satan's presence on Earth, but Felicia taught him that humans actually aren't so bad. Wait. So years of martial arts discipline couldn't temper his bad side, but getting laid did? You know what? I believe him.
As far as we know, they're just friends.
Yeah, and I'm sure the internet could give you 34 good reasons why that's bullshit, Wiz.
Well, despite what DeviantArt thinks, Felicia would help Jon conquer his dark side.
Literally. Like, he literally fought his dark side and killed it.
Yeah.
I always thought that was supposed to be, like, metaphor stuff, but I guess that isn't the weirdest thing we've talked about.
And with that victory, Jon finally claimed dominance over his monstrous identity and committed himself to a life of compassion.
But Jon will always be a Darkstalker. If he relapses, he'll be as deadly as ever.
There will always be a monster inside of him, just waiting to be let loose.
Existence with humans is impossible. That is why we are called Darkstalkers.
So that's interesting because
All right,
like
the combatants are set.
it might
We've run the data
it might
for all
seem like Jon
possibilities.
Talbain has the
Speaking
strength
of the howling
advantage,
in the middle of the
but we
night,
also gotta
let's talk about
remember
Blue Chew.
Saberwulf can
This
knock
episode is
Fulgore
sponsored by Blue
around.
Chew. Blue Chew is the fast and easy way to enhance your
So,
performance, so you're always
I'm not
ready
sure
to go.
honestly.
Blue Chew
I
brings
still
the
think that
first
Jon
duel,
Talbain's gonna
same
win
FDA
purely
approved
because he
active
has the
ingredients are
control of his
vibrant
beast
cells.
form.
You can take them
But
day or
Saberwulf's
night.
got
Go
some
to your own
power.
anytime
He's
when
got
the
power and he's got
opportunity
ferocity.
arises.
Blue Chew is
Actually,
prescribed
now that I
online
think
by
about it,
licensed physicians,
is
so you
considering the
don't have to go to the
nanosecond
doctor's
comparisons,
office or wait
Saberwulf
in
might be
line at a pharmacy,
faster
and it ships
than Jon
right to your
Talbain.
door in a discreet package.
And discreet is
This
my
actually
middle
might be
name.
pretty darn
And
close.
changed from Winston after
From what I can
long
tell,
story.
Right
Saberwulf
now,
is
we've got a
faster.
special deal just for
but
you.
Jon
Visit
Talbain might be
bluechew.com
stronger
get your
and has
first
more
shipment
control.
free when you use our special promo
Ooh,
code
this is gonna be
BATTLE.
tough. I have
Just
no
pay
clue.
$5 shipping.
I don't know.
Again, that's BLUEchew.com. Promo code BATTLE to try it free.
Blue Chew's
Let's
the
see.
better, cheaper option, and we wanted to thank them for sponsoring the show.
All right, yeah, thank you,
Again,
Blue Chew.
that's BLUEchew.com. Promo code BATTLE to try it free. But right now, it's time for...
I don't really ship Jon and Felicia because, again, it's established that they're friends. Here we go.
I have no forgiveness left, monster.
Huh, interesting. They made a 8-bit Saberwulf. Ooh. Oh, yep, there's a crescent strike.
See you taste enticing.
Oh, the bats. Oh, yep, there you go.
Taste the fury of the beast!
Yeah. The Blood Moon.
No, not now. No, not like him. Not like this. I'm no monster, but tonight I'll make an exception.
Yep, there it is. Yep. Jon Talbain.
I think I need to see a therapist to tell them how awesome that was.
Saberwulf was a ferocious foe, but Jon had a lot going for him in most regards. For instance, Jon was trained in genuine martial arts and practiced them for decades, while Saberwulf relied entirely on instinct.
You mean killer instinct, eh? You're no fun. But hey, remember how Sabi defeated Glacius, who attacked Arya in less than a nanosecond?
Technically, that put Saberwulf's reaction capability well within light speed, which Jon claimed he could match.
But that was just bragging, right?
Hardly. Those Huitzel units Jon fought were capable of flying across the galaxy, hundreds of millions of light years in only a short time. This is important because fellow Darkstalkers Morgan and Dimitri have intercepted Huitzels in mid-flight combat.
Yeah, those two are A-classers, but B-plus Darkstalkers like Jon have kept up with the higher classes in speed plenty of times.
Yep.
BB Hood can, and she's a C-class.
When it comes to the Darkstalker class system, speed is much less a factor than power and energy levels. To be frank, even if Jon was half Morgan's speed, he'd still be faster than Saberwulf. So, if anything, he wasn't bragging enough.
He was way stronger, too. QB's also a B-plus Darkstalker, and she lifted that 30-million-ton beehive. Way more than anything Saberwulf can pull off.
Yeah.
And when it came to ranged options, I think a Flaming Inferno Key Dragon beats out a lone discount fire bat any day.
While his application is different, we can gauge the level of ki Jon has at his disposal by factoring Anakaris sinking all of Egypt.
So the only logical thing to do was measure the total weight of ancient Egypt.
Really?
No, really. We did that
Most buildings in the period were made of clay bricks and about 4.3 meters tall. Adding the known volume of the pyramids and considering additional land, we determined Anakarsa's key had to be strong
Yeah,
enough to
overall,
move
just
a
the power economy
civilization
in Darkstalkers is a
over
hell of a lot higher than
1.2
in Killer
trillion
Instinct, so
tons.
this makes
And
sense.
that's not even counting all the people. Or cats. They had a shitload of cats. Now that sounds crazy for an old school horror monster like a mummy or a werewolf, but Darkstalkers aren't quite like the classics.
Yeah,
At the
no.
set's core, though, Jon won because of the kind of werewolf he was. Through years of struggle, Saberwulf never found any means to tame his savagery, while Jon had successfully managed to regulate his wild side,
Yep.
giving a level of precision, skill, and control the poor Baron couldn't even begin to understand. Saberwulf was vicious and unrelenting, but Jon had the training, the power, and, yes, the flaming Inferno dragons to score a brutal victory.
Brutal doesn't even cut it. I mean, how much blood was that? You know, it had to be at least a gallon.
Ugh,
The winner is Jon Talbain.
I can accept
Thanks
this.
for watching this episode
That
of
was
Death
that was a
Battle.
good
Come back
one.
next week to see previews of our upcoming
That was a very good
matchups.
one.
If you want to watch more stuff, you can click the boxes right around here, and you can always pick up some DB merch at store.roosterteeth.com.
So who's next?
Attention, Blue.
Yeah, red versus blue, that's right.
We are here to destroy you.
I got a tank. People with tanks are never outnumbered.
Well, there we have it, everybody. So, yeah. Expected. And I'm not disappointed about it. That was a pretty awesome death battle, not gonna lie. So, yeah. I think that was an acceptable result. So, you know, I just realized that one of my titles is out of oh goodness gracious. Hang on a second. Let me fix this real quick. There, fixed.